Okay, how are we all doing? It's been a wonderful day, isn't it? It's great to see so many staying until the end as well. And obviously, we've got a massive treat here. I think something that everyone here is so excited for. So yeah, we're going to close the day with something super special, which is the Record Club Live with Bowers and Wilkins in association with PPL and PRS Foundation. So please join me giving a warm welcome to Jess Izzat from Radio 1 and the wonderful Lily Fontaine, of course, frontwoman of Leeds-born English teacher and last year's Mercury Prize winners.
Thank you. She's just taken my whole intro, but thank you, that was amazing. Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Record Club with Bowers and Wilkins. Today we are, for the very first time since we launched in 2020, and we've been speaking about this for so long, live in person. So please make some noise. We need some proof of that. So we are here at the Mercury Fringe in Newcastle ahead of the 2025 Mercury Prize, and today's episode is also special because not only are we live in person, but we're also in association with PPL and PRS Foundation. My name's Jess Izzat, and today we are joined by the winners of the Mercury Prize 2024, still current winners if you're live and in the room. Please put your hands together for Lily Fontaine from English Teacher, the Mercury Prize winning album, This Could Be Texas. Again, if you're listening to the podcast, then I guess that means that it will be last year's winner, which is crazy. We have a whole bunch of questions to get through with Lily. Then we're going to be opening up the floor towards the end of our conversation, so keep those in mind. Any questions, we will be coming to you live in the room. But Lily, how are we doing today?
I'm good. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a year on. We're gonna get stuck into that in just a second. But if anyone here has listened to the Record Club before, you will know that we like to start with a question from one of the many amazing independent record stores that we have across the UK. And because we are live in Newcastle, it's only right to start with Reflex in Newcastle with a question. We went and visited them earlier. They're asking if you could have been the support act to any artist, past or present, who would you have liked to open up for?
This is such a hard question. I feel like you should go for someone past, right? Because it's, I don't know, there's so much more left in us now. Who knows who we could support one day, but is it lame to say the Beatles?
No.
Is that lame?
Imagine what tour that would be. Would you want to support them in their heyday, or I guess if they were to come back now and you could do a mad tour supporting them now?
Now, I think if I was playing in their heyday, I don't think I'd have a very good time. Just, you know. But also I feel like it would be interesting to witness. I mean, they worked over so many decades. And to witness, I don't know which decade I would pick if it was in their time as well, because there's so many different interesting historical moments. But so yeah, maybe now, bring them into the now.
Yeah, bring them into the now. Get English Teacher on support. What gig would that be? That would just be insane. Right. Well, let's get into it. So, like I've mentioned, we are with PPL and PRS, and it has been a year since you won the Mercury Prize. A debut album winning the Mercury Prize, that's already something to deep, and I'm sure that you've had a lot of thought around it. What does that mean to you? Does it feel like a million years ago now, or does it feel like it was just yesterday? Talk to me about having a Mercury winning album.
Yeah, it's really strange. It feels like it was just yesterday. It was probably up there with like one of the best nights of my life. I think it feels quite lame to say, but I sort of daydreamed about what I would do in that very situation before even starting my own band. So to then win it, it's not something that I feel is real.
Yeah.
I keep saying to people, like, I just feel like I jumped to this alternative timeline, this alternative universe where I get to live out being a rock star for a bit. So yeah, it's very strange.
I think there was a chat that I was listening to. I love Jam Supernova, and obviously she's on the Mercury team, and she spoke to you, and you said it was like living in an alternate universe in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's that. I think about. There's this like interdimensional television bit in Rick and Morty. I don't know why we were talking about Rick and Morty, but yeah, I just feel like I'm someone. I just flicked on that and on that, and yeah. But I don't have like tentacles or anything.
No, that would be in the alternate universe. Does it still feel like that, or does it feel more real now?
Yeah, it does feel like that, but it's it is real, and it's like it's nice. It's definitely the more that it sinks in, I feel like the more confident we become. Like, so it's feels real to an extent.
And obviously you've joined an incredible long list of artists who've won it previously. I mean, recent years, Ezra Collective, you've got Little Sims, Arlo Parks. How's it feel to join that list?
I think for me, that's the bit that I can't really wrap my head around, because I think the reason why I held it in such esteem growing up is that so many of the artists that I love and loved, and the albums that I've loved and that inspired me to make music, they've won it. Like, I mean, it's just so many. And like, if you look at the list of people that are nominated, have been nominated as well, it's just everyone that I looked up to as musicians. So yeah, that's the bit that I struggle to get my head around the most, I think.
And taking it right back to the start of your career, I know that you had early support from local organisations, Come Play With Me and Music Local. They're both PRS Foundation supported talent development network organisations. What support did those organisations give you, and how important was that at an early part of your career? Like, how did you find out about them as well?
I'm trying to think how I found out about them. I think there's in Leeds, like, there's a really amazing music scene, and just knowing different people in it. I'm trying to think how I first got. Like,
maybe it was via college, because I feel like that would be a good way of...
Maybe it probably was, because I went to Leeds College of Music, and maybe it was someone from there came in and spoke about them. But anyway, I applied for their sort of mentorship program, and just ended up, when we needed some money to like fund making music, having them there to help, not only with like putting in the application for putting the application in for the funding, but also afterwards, in terms of like putting it out and how to put together the different elements of releasing a song.
I guess that's it, isn't it? It's you have that creative spark, you've got you in the band, you've got the songs, but to get things out there, having the funding and having something like that you can apply for, and they essentially give you a chance, essentially. And that's also why it's important for us to highlight it in places like this, because someone listening now might listen to you and see you Mercury Prize winning and think, yeah, that's what I need help with. I know you then received the PPL Momentum Accelerator funding support, and that's in Yorkshire, to record and release your single R&B back in 2021. How important was the release at that time, and what part did PPL play in that single?
I think it was kind of the turning point for us in terms of it was the first time that our song, I think, had like got written about in like the press or something, which was crazy. But yeah, so we needed money to record that track and its B-side, and the funding that we got from the PPL Momentum Accelerator funded that recording. So that was it's sort of the spark for all of this in a way. So yeah, it was vital, and then that track has led us on to getting you know, picked up with radio and building a team and all that good stuff.
Yeah, huge catalyst,
Yeah,
right?
massive catalyst, yeah.
And does that feel like a million years ago?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know who that person was back then. Like, it feels like such a long time ago. I mean, it was in a way. So much has happened since then, but yeah.
And on that vein, what advice would you give to any artists out there if they're listening and they're thinking about applying for funding from PRS foundations, such as the PPL Momentum funding? What advice would you give to them?
I would say, if you can, get your application looked over by someone who knows about like writing funding applications. It's not always easy. I was lucky because I'd met people who ran record labels and stuff like that. But I guess to get to that point, just like embedding yourself in the music scene, and it'll just happen naturally.
Fun fact, PPL Momentum funded music creators include 15 shortlisted artists in the last 8 years, including Ezra Collective, Little Sims, and English teachers. So there we go. Right, let's get into the album. So a year on from the Mercury win, what do you, and I know this is obviously kind of a hard question to ask you, but obviously it's one that's like certified, can be proud of. What do you think were the elements that got it to be the winning album? Because there's always so many incredible albums that are shortlisted. I think that the shortlist is obviously, you know, just even to be on the list is incredible. But like, was there any feedback from judges? Did you get any of that? Or is there stuff in it that you're like really proud of, whether it's, yeah, actually I'm gonna let you answer that. What do you think were the elements in this that made it Mercury Prize winning?
I think I've thought about this before because we've been asked about it before. I think that one of the things that it seems, this is just speculation, it seems that Mercury's looked for is the album as a concept, not just being maybe it not just being like a collection of songs, but it's like, where does it sit? Where do the songs sit in terms of their order? What is the overall theme? Where do those themes sit within the wider context of what's happening in the world at that moment? And what I'm proud of with the album is, I mean, it wasn't an intention really to go in and write something that had a theme, and it's not a concept album, but upon reflection, after putting them all together, it did have this continuity, and the way that we structured it I was quite proud of, because it felt like it really like held on to the narrative that we'd managed to see after putting all the songs together. And I don't know, maybe that level of consideration was something that they were into. I can't remember if they said anything. I'll have to watch back the speech that Jams did. I don't know. I just remember her saying surreal, because then afterwards when I went back, all my friends were like, "Oh yeah, as soon as she said surreal, we knew it was you." I was like, cool.
Oh, I love the little nuggets that they put in the lead up to announcing
listening
the winner.
to it, like,
you were like, could it be me?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, like my heart rate jumped up when she said that, because it's a word that people have used with us before.
For sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when we're talking about, because obviously you've said like about it as like a body of work, how much music was written for that album that didn't make it onto the album? Did you have a lot of songs?
No. We were like scraping stuff together. Where the thing is with us, right, is I want to be the kind of writer. I don't know, but I can't speak for the boys. But I want to be the kind of writer that like pumps out 20, 30 songs, and then picks the best ones. But I can't. Like the good stuff is few and far between, and so it was just a case of here's what we've got. Let's make them all good, and they were fine. Yeah.
Was there a song that changed a lot from demo phase to, or which one changed the most from demo phase to the final product?
That's a good question.
Was there one that you like made work for it?
Well, actually, yeah, there was a song called the song "Best Days of Your Life." That one was the least finished when we went into the studio, and we went to the producer at Marta, who's amazing, and we were like, "We think there's something here, but what do you think we need to do with it? What do you think?" And she showed us this song A&W, I think it's called, by Lana Del Rey, and it kind of gave us a bit of inspiration for where we wanted to take the track. So yeah, that I can't actually remember what that sounded like before going in. I think it was a lot prettier and nicer.
Yeah, it's that's interesting. Did Marta produce the whole album?
Yeah.
She's wicked. I met her really early on.
She's really nice.
Me working in music, and I just remember her being probably the only female producer that I knew at the time. Not that I know many. I don't make music. Just put my hands out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she left a lasting impression, a good one. So I was like, she's cool.
I think she does that with a lot of people. Like she's a really cool, intelligent, like inspiring person. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. You've taken the album all over the world now. I've got in my notes America, Japan to Sheffield.
Important.
Was there a place that the album like surprisingly hit harder than you thought it would? Like
Sheffield.
Where was it received? Yeah.
Japan, probably. They loved. I don't know if they loved the music or they liked us. We arrived off the plane and there was people in the airport. Like it was an experience I was not expecting. And we spoke to a lot of people after the show, and they were all so enthusiastic. And yeah, it's just so far away. You just don't expect that.
Yeah. And for the artwork, I'm sad I don't actually have a record with me now to display it, but I think we all know. You created that with your mum.
Yeah.
Is that something that you're going to be doing more of? Is that something that...
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I need to ask her. She's got lots of stuff, so maybe.
Yeah, maybe you can like plug into that. And yeah, is art something that you do more? Well, I guess when you're touring, that's probably quite harder to stay on top of, isn't it?
To be fair, recently I've been getting back into it. I didn't draw for ages, but recently I've been doing it more than songwriting. Art's a really big, important thing in my life. Yeah.
Is that a follow-up album cover?
Could be.
Could be.
We'll see.
Could be. And yeah, so obviously when we're talking about the album as well, I think I ask this quite a lot, but I always find that when there's an album that people love, I always like to ask, is there one or a song that almost didn't make it onto the record for whatever reason, whether it was like a last minute addition or maybe you weren't sure of it. It just means that if that's someone's favourite tune, they can savour it a little bit more.
I'm trying to think if there was, I guess Best Days of Your Life was up for debate because it was the least finished, but not it wasn't a big issue. There was quite a few. To be fair, there was like 2 songs that didn't make it onto the album. I think 2 that nearly did. There's like this one song that I would like to bring back at some point. It was about dreams and stuff, and like
kind of goes with the surrealism, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's lost to the void.
And I like the way that in the album you toe the line of, I guess in the writing it was like towing the line of activism, but not like, I don't want to say preaching, but like going too hard in the lyrics. Is that something that you really consciously think about lyrically, or is that you just managed to artistically toe that line really well?
Just managed to artistically toe it. No, it's not. I'd hate the idea of doing anything preachy. It's never, to be honest, like with the lyrics, it's never intentionally. What was the word that you used?
Activism.
Yeah. That's not. It's never intentional. It's more just like when I'm writing, it's because I have something that I feel like I need to talk about. Like either for me personally, or I've seen something and I think, oh, that's cool. Like we should talk about that. It's never like I think people should think like this, or it's just, I think what it is that a lot of what affects me emotionally is stuff that's happening in the world, and that and to talk about that in itself is can be considered, activism, I guess. But that's what inspires me to write, is just what it affects me. What affects me is, it happens to be with that album, was a lot of the issues that was going on around me at the time of writing it.
Okay, well, very excited to hear what you have to say about stuff that's going on in the world right now. If you are writing, I know you said you were doing more.
The next one, I don't know if the next one's going to be that. I feel like the next one, I don't know. I don't even know it's going to be.
Yeah, that's fair. I know that you've released a remix album very recently. I was enjoying that a lot on the train up. I know some other people here have said that they've been enjoying it too. When it comes to a remix album, how much of a hand do you have in the selection of who and like what remixes and what kind of vibe? Because there's like a lot of different people on there, which is very cool. Particularly enjoyed Sherelle's one in there as well. That felt quite like, I don't know, I kind of went into it quite blind. Like I hit play on it and then I looked, I was like, oh, that's who's remixing. And I really enjoyed the variety as well. So yeah, talk to me about the remix album.
Yeah, it was, I think, I always like the idea of having some remixes done to see what it would be like to hear our stuff as like danceable tracks. So there was a lot of people that we selected within the band. Some people our managers put forward. Alex, who's here, I don't know where he is, I can't see him. But he's dead into like electronic music, so he had some really good recommendations as well.
Who was Alex's recommendation?
I think it's Sherelle, wasn't it? I think. And Daniel Avery, and so that was kind of the idea, is to hear our songs reimagined, but I was really shocked that a lot of the people we reached out to were so up for it, and I think I'm pretty happy with how it's come out, to be honest. Yeah.
Which one's your favourite?
Oh God, I feel like I can't. I feel like I'm legally not allowed to have a favourite.
Which one were you, I don't want to say pleasantly surprised, which one surprised you that was really good, that was your favourite?
That's worse!
Which one have you listened to the most?
I'll tell you what, actually, this past year, I don't listen to a lot of music, to be honest. Like in comparison to a lot of my friends, I don't think I listen to a lot of hours of music and a big wide variety of music. I like what I like, but an artist, a band, whatever, that I've been listening to on repeat is Working Men's Club. And to the extent that I've been trying to make my own sort of post-punk influenced electronic music, which is hopefully never going to see the light of day. But yeah, so I think when Sid said that he was up for it, I was so excited, and that one's special for me to see that collaboration come to light.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that one as well. Yeah. I've seen them also live, and it's always such a rave, and I like, when you're not I don't know what I was expecting before, but yeah, it was like a lot heavier and a lot dancier.
It is heavy, and I love that.
Yeah, I like that. And also the one that also surprised me was the Matt Maltese rework. I really enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, I messaged Matt. We met a few years ago, and I wasn't sure I didn't think he'd be up for it because it's. I don't know. I was surprised when he was up for it, and he was really excited. Happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know him as such an incredible songwriter. I've seen him perform as well, but I don't know why I wasn't imagining. I guess because it was the remix album, so I thought most of them would be remixes. But that was a nice addition as well.
Yeah, there's a few covers on there.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you put on some amazing shows, obviously all over the UK. We mentioned, obviously, I've got one more question from me, by the way. We are coming to you guys. So I'm going to get you guys to put your hands up, and I think someone may come around with a microphone, maybe? I don't know. I'm looking at so I'm telling you. Thank you. So I know that you've been, obviously, all over the world now with this album. Is there a place on your bucket list that you have yet to play and you're like, yeah, we need to go there?
What, in terms of places I want to play or places that I want to go and because I'm playing there? Wait, does that make sense? I don't feel like
Yeah. Which place do you want to go on holiday?
Where do I want to go visit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel so lucky that we've been to so many places. I'd like to play in France more, actually. We used to play in France quite a bit, and they hate us now. But I hope not. I don't know. But I would love to go back to France more and tour a bit there because I really enjoyed it in the past. It's been good.
Putting that out into the atmosphere. Guys, it is time to go for questions. So if you have a question for English teacher Lily or about the record, please don't be shy. Put your hand up. We'll get your question answered. I feel like we've got some very shy people. May I encourage you by saying there could be a surprise at the end if you get your question answered?
Hello, yes. I suppose it's quite a specific kind of question, really. It's about R&B, because obviously there was an older version which is a lot more like kind of raw and like scrappier. Was that a song you always knew you wanted to rework and put on the new album because it fits in a lot more kind of seamlessly with the sound of the album, or was it like a last minute, like we don't have enough songs, we want to, just pick an older one out, or yeah?
I didn't want to put it on the album. I was like, it's fine as it is. We'll just keep it, but I can't make all the decisions in this world, unfortunately. But yeah, so
thank you.
That's
Cheers.
honestly.
Hi. In your early stage of your career, what would you say is the most important thing for other artists to hold on to and
Oh God.
Sorry.
What is the most important thing for artists to hold on to? I don't know. I think I've spent a lot of time worrying about being cool, and I think I worried about that less when I was just trying to make stuff for me, and I think maybe just try and make stuff for you and don't worry about being cool. Okay. I think. Yeah.
Hello. Working as a part of a band, how do you find collaborating with the other members in like the songwriting and the arranging? How do you kind of come to a conclusion when you don't always agree, I'm assuming?
Physical fight.
Some more.
Yeah. It's a really good question because it's really hard, I think, collaborating. I think it's I struggle with it, but it's also the entire reason why the album sounds like it does. Like I could not write the bass lines that Nick does. He's a genius. I couldn't write Doug's drum parts, I couldn't write lyrics. Do you know what I mean? So it's the entire thing is a collaboration, and sometimes some people have a song that they've mostly wrote, and we come and add our little dusting of whatever on it, and then, or sometimes it's everyone together, and yeah, it's I think as much as it can, you know, lead to intense discussion, I think it's been super important to kind of get used to that and enjoy and find enjoyment in it, because it's led to what's got us here. So, yeah.
What do you think's more important when you're kind of starting out as an artist? Should you focus more on like live shows and growing an audience with like gigs, or recording material like EPs and albums and stuff, or should you do both equally?
Don't think there's definitely like a right or wrong answer for that, but I think I reckon live shows. I think you can't. I think scenes are really important. I think as like a music fan, like I think scenes is like so interesting, and like, and that's how I think that's what building a scene. Friends supporting each other in different bands, going to each other's shows, and all the stuff that comes along with that gets people's heads turning, and also the more people you get to your shows, the more people that are going to stream your stuff when it eventually comes out. So yeah, I think maybe that. But
is this focusing on writing versus performing, or
I think
recording?
yeah. Was it like releasing? Like, should you focus?
Yeah, I meant like writing and recording albums and EPs, or playing live.
Yeah.
I guess having your live set sorted, like my favourite way of finding new music is always live. And when you see someone, it feels like they're in their element. And if you have a producer come and see you and you're live, and then they can work with you and help you with that. Whereas I think it's harder for someone to help you with your live if you're not focusing and doing that. Does that make sense? But I assume they sort of come along as you go as well.
Yeah, they work in tandem, don't they? Really, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, there's no one formula for it, but yeah, both, definitely both.
Both.
I saw you supporting Franz Ferdinand in Glasgow when your drummer couldn't make it. And I think some of the arrangements that you did were absolutely fantastic. And I'm wondering if you think that the recorded, released versions are like the final versions of the tracks, or have you ever considered having alternate arrangements that are also recorded and released?
I would love to go back and re-record the album, to be honest. There's so many changes that I would make. Just benefit of hindsight and of playing them loads. But yeah, I don't think we'd re-release like new versions of it. I think I'm just ready to move on to new stuff. But yeah, would love to do newer versions. Yeah.
Thanks.
Instead of a remix album, you're doing an alternate album as well.
Yeah, I know. Just keep it going. See how long we can like just keep peddling the
Rinse
same
the album.
Yeah,
Love
rinse it. Never new music ever.
Hello. You mentioned scenes there. Which scene do you wish you could be part of more? Like, which really like screams out, "Oh my God, that's really happening right now"? Which one would it be?
I'm like dead into like Geese and Cameron Winter's album, and I want to be friends with them. So yeah, I'd like to be cool and in that scene, please. Sorry, did I just kick you there?
No, yes, playing footsie with me.
Hi, your debut album was obviously brilliant, and like,
Thank you.
but obviously it was released on a major label, and that was quite an unusual album to be released on a major label, which is like in a very complimentary way. So I just wondered what the decision-making process behind that was, and why that was a better fit than maybe like a larger like independent.
We don't really get many offers from any large independents, to be honest. But no, releasing it on Ireland was a great idea. I cannot thank them enough for the life that I have now. But yeah, no, we didn't, I think, I don't know, we didn't get that many offers, you know. So yeah, and it was really good that a label with that history did make an offer. So I feel very lucky.
Hiya, just have a question about like local support. So I'm from Leeds, so it's really nice to hear you mention Come Play With Me. But also I think you had some really good support from BBC Introducing. And I was just wondering, as an artist, how would you build on that support and not kind of let it come and go without making a change to your audience or who can come and see your gigs and stuff like that?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think what we did, because you're right, we released a song with Come Play With Me and then it got on BBC Introducing. I don't know, I guess maybe it's just try and stay in touch with them, you know, when it comes out. You know, it's not the most romantic thing to say, but sharing it online and stuff and engaging with the people that are supporting you and stuff and showing them how much you appreciate it. And I think it goes a long way, you know, because they've selected you out of so many people that submit. I think, yeah, just keeping that conversation going. Pester them as well.
Polite persistence.
I mean, can I say that? I don't want you to pester, you know, but also, you know, polite persistence.
I like the idea of thinking of it as romantic when artists are messaging.
I just feel like telling people to like share stuff online is just, it's not, you know, we wouldn't ask Bob Dylan to do that, but like, we're just living in very trying times. So yeah, maybe that's the answer.
No, if I can chime in on this, I know the question wasn't for me, but with BBC Introducing, I do think keeping a good relationship with the local team, I think that sort of feeds into the idea of, if you think of it as like a community or a platform, rather like an opportunity, rather than necessarily something that like you like have to like tick off. It's more of a keeping that relationship alive and actually speaking to the team and keeping them in the loop. It doesn't have to be asking anything of them. It could literally just be like, oh, by the way, we've got new music, it's about this. And it doesn't have to, again, be like asking too much. It's just letting people know and keeping them in the loop. I think that's actually all we have time for. I have one more question for you.
Go ahead.
Because as 2024 Mercury winners, I want to know who you're backing for 2025. And I actually have the list of everyone. We've got Seema, Emma Jean Thackeray, FK Twigs, Fontaines DC, Jacob Alon, Joe Webb, Martin Carthy, Parsaloo, Pink Pantheress, Pulp, Sam Fender, and Wolf Alice. I'm going to say who you're backing, not who you think is going to win, because I think that's a nicer question.
Yeah. I think whoever wins should be Irish. That's what I'll say.
I enjoy that. Yeah, it's I think someone gave me the fact it's no Irish actors won. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Is it you who gave me? Who was it? Oh, everyone's being shy now. Yeah, there we go. So, well, I mean, good luck to them all.
Yeah.
And they can join in an incredible list with English teacher. That is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for asking questions. Someone who asked a question today will win a pair of Bowers & Wilkins headphones and tickets to the Mercury Prize tomorrow. How many people asked?
8 questions. It was Lily, do I think there between 1 and 8?
6.
Is your connection on the list on my phone how
You're a winner, baby. You're joining in a list of amazing winners with English teacher and so forth. Lily, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, thank you for your questions. Thank you for joining us as well. My name is Jess. Thank you. Yeah, the Record Club is with you every other Wednesday on our social media. But yeah, you've partaken in the first ever live Record Club, so thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.